Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. And today we are in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland. And in the very north of the Republic, of the south of Ireland, in the northeast, is the distillery Cooley. And one of the brands of the Cooley distillery is the Connemara brand. And here there is an OH statement, single malt whiskey, heavily peated, with the name Connemara. And the Connemara countryside is on the west of Ireland, but this whiskey is from the east. And it's close to the border to Northern Ireland. The Cooley distillery was converted from a pharmaceutical alcohol plant to a whiskey distillery in 1988, I think it was. And then they produced, with an ongoing progress, more and more whiskey. On one side, grain whiskey on tall column stills. On the other hand, from the pot stills, single malt whiskies. And they delivered to the European continent for the big supermarket chains. Big amounts of reasonably priced cheap whiskey. And then they turned over to, after several years, they turned over to single malt whiskies. And one of these single malt whiskies is the Connemara, which is the only, or close to the only, peated single malt whiskey from Ireland. I still have the normal Connemara with 40% ABV here to taste in front of the camera, but today I got my fingers on a Connemara Distillers Edition, 43% ABV, and the good thing is it matures, I don't know if for 100% or for a part-time in ex-sherry casks. So there's more fruit and more sherry and more sweetness in this single malt whiskey. This bottle is especially produced for the French market. This whiskey, for this small batch bottling of Connemara peated single malt, has been hand-selected by our master distiller exclusively for the French connoisseurs. Product of Ireland, Riverstown. Connemara Distillers Edition Peated Single Malt Irish Whiskey. In French. Le Connemara Peated Single Malt est un whisky à part dans l'univers des whiskies irlandaises. Well, here the Cooley distillery is one of the younger in Ireland, and the Bushmills in the very north, in North Ireland, is from 1608, and the Middleton distillery in the south is also very old, and this new one tries to establish its place among the Irish whiskies. So established around 1988, 1989, à part dans l'univers des whiskies irlandaises, are part of the Irish whiskey universe. Il est réputé pour ses saveurs douces de malt et de tourbe. Ce Distillers Edition série limitée de Connemara est obtenu par l'ajout de petits lots issus de fûts de Xérès. So casked from Jerez, apportant un supplément de douceur et les épices du vin pour un opus remarquablement maîtrisé, une exclusivité France. So it's has the cask from Jerez, and they bring a softer aroma, and the spices épicés, the spices of the wine for an opus altogether. Oh, it's quite difficult to read French. So the same is written on the bottle. I'm not quite sure, but I think Kool-Aid is putting color in its whiskies, so this might have added a little caramel color also. So we can't say how long the whiskey had been in those sherry casks. We have to taste for it. And not too heavy smoke. If you look for the ppm value, I think it's around 25 to 30 or 35 in maximum. So it's not that intense as the whiskies from the Isle of Islay in Scotland are. But this, a little weaker peat smoke, brings a little more balance in the whiskey. So the smoke is not that heavy. The distillery character is coming through. The fruits from the sherry cask also. So it's quite balanced. And there's some heather spiciness in it. And in the back, some sweetness. And despite the sherry casks, I think it's a honey sweetness. And a starting oakiness. And the fruits are not that fresh, they are darker. They are fruits from the sherry cask, not from the distillery character, which are typically lighter or more citrus. Full-bodied, intense, every sense in your mouth. The 43% ABV, 3% more than the normal Connemara, brings more body to the whiskey, and the aromas are carried better. So the 43% bring a lot of more strength in the whiskey. The spiciness, the heather, the cask. Yeah, in the back there's the cask. So the age of this whiskey is not too old. There's a remembrance of metallic on the tongue. Perhaps a little dryness. Might be dryness, might be youngness. But the complete set of aromas and the extraordinary good balance, very good. The aftertaste, long, warming, rewarding. Even when this whiskey is a small batch, I hope that this whiskey will spread out over the whole customership of Kool-Aid, the whole markets in the world, because it's worth it. You pay a few euros, pounds, dollars more, but it's worth it. Thank you for watching Whisky.com. Stay tuned, there's more to come. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up.